Is the Democratic Party spiraling into an internal civil war, or is this just the final act of a fading political dynasty? Former First Lady Jill Biden is back in the spotlight, and her new memoir is causing a massive headache for a party that is already struggling to find its footing after a devastating electoral loss. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in US politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and ensures you don't miss any of our deep dive analysis on the stories the mainstream media might be trying to spin. The narrative right now is shifting. While the Democratic establishment is desperate to pivot toward the midterms and recover from the 2024 election cycle, Jill Biden is essentially taking a stroll down memory lane, and it's a memory lane paved with controversy. In her new book, she's opening up about the night that changed everything, the disastrous debate where Joe Biden's performance sent shockwaves through the country. She admitted that she was, in her own words, frightened while watching him on that stage, even fearing that he was experiencing a medical episode. Now, let that sink in for a second. At the time, the narrative from the White House and the Biden campaign was one of total, unwavering confidence. We were told he was sharp, that he was ready, and that the performance was just an off night. Now, the former First Lady is essentially confirming the fears that millions of Americans felt in real time, while simultaneously explaining why she kept up the act. She was a wife, not a political critic, and she wasn't going to go on stage and tell the world her husband had really screwed that up. Understandably, this isn't sitting well with a lot of people within the Democratic ranks. Privately, many party insiders are frustrated. They feel that by relitigating these painful moments, Jill Biden is creating a massive distraction. They're reeling from a botched, typewritten post-election autopsy that failed to address the core issues like the former president's age, and now, instead of presenting a unified front, they are dealing with the former First Lady digging up the very wounds they need to heal to stand a chance in the midterms. But Jill Biden isn't backing down. When questioned about whether she's reopening old wounds, she waved away the concerns, insisting that the party has a great future. She argues that Democrats are looking forward and that they are going to learn from the mistakes that were made. But is that true? Or is this just political lip service? The broader implication here is about accountability. When you have top-tier leadership or their spouses exposing the internal rot after the fact, it raises a massive question about the transparency of the administration while they were actually in power. If the people at the very top were scared during that debate, what else were they hiding? Who was actually calling the shots, and why were the American people kept in the dark until the bitter end? This is causing a rift. On one side, you have the loyalists who view her memoir as a humanizing look at a difficult personal journey. On the other side, you have strategists who see this as a reckless ego trip that threatens to define the party by its past failures rather than its future ambitions. The optics are disastrous for a party that needs to prove it still has a coherent vision for the country. If the former First Lady can't stop looking back, how can the rest of the party look forward? We are seeing a trend here where the old guard is refusing to fade away gracefully, and it's creating a chaotic environment for the next generation of party leadership. The infighting is becoming public, the blame game is intensifying, and the base is being left to wonder who they can actually trust. So, I want to hear from you. Is Jill Biden's book a necessary moment of truth, or is she single-handedly sabotaging the Democratic Party's future by relitigating the past? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one, and I want to know where you stand on this political drama. We're going to be keeping a close eye on this as the tour continues and the party's internal tensions inevitably rise. Don't go anywhere, because the fallout from this is only just beginning. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and I'll see you in the next video.